Nick Games.
The Nick Games and the THQ logo? Well, that can only mean one thing. We're playing Fairly Odd Parents Breaking the Rules. I've actually never played that game before. I don't even know if it's good. But anyway, as you know, this is SpongeBob Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. This is my 5th Let's Play of a SpongeBob 3D console game. There are many other SpongeBob games out there. I doubt that I will LP them all, because there are a lot of handheld and PC games as well, and some console ones that are pretty bad. But this one is one that is certainly much jankier and less polished, and as you can see, I mean, this only came out a year before Battle for Bikini Bottom, and the graphics and sound are much worse than that one. And in many ways, and I'll get more into it because I do want to let this opening cutscene bit kind of play out, but this game is sort of like a prototype version of Battle for Bikini Bottom in some ways, mostly in its levels. Like, it has a lot of very similar levels and a lot of similar kind of things, and it's also about, you know, SpongeBob. It takes place over the course of one day where some horrible fate befalls Bikini Bottom because of SpongeBob's actions. But yeah, you can, you know, chop, you can crouch and then jump really high, and it's a little bit floaty, and like I said, not quite as polished as other SpongeBob 3D games, but I still find it pretty fun and satisfying to play a lot of the time, if a little bit, like off-kilter and strange in a way. I don't know, you'll, especially in the cutscenes, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But this is a game that I played a bit as a kid. I mean, I beat it a few times. I know that I played it, and I remember all these levels. And here's one of the weirdest things, is this French narrator.
To play some fetch?
Yeah, I guess.
Very well. Then move next to his fetching stick and press the action button to pick it up. Then you can carry the stick to Gary and delight him.
This is a French narrator that sounds absolutely nothing like the French narrator from the show and is incredibly close to the mic. But anyway, I have a lot more to say about this game, but this part of the cutscene is kind of important, so I'm going to let it play out.
Longer! Longer! What did you dig up outside, boy? There's something written on it. I think it says, Damger, Donut Open, or Elsie. I wonder what that
Brilliant.
Well, maybe we should see what's inside. Oh, don't be such a soggy sport, Gary. What harm can there be in just a little peek? Just what I always wanted, a muddy little bottle. Just think of all the fun we can have cleaning it. Here we go.
Who summons me from my endless slumber? I'll have your eyes for appetizers and your insides for dessert, for I am the Flying Dutchman.
Sorry about that. Just hop right back into your bottle and we'll bury you back out in the yard so you can...
Silence! I'll not return to that prison ever again. And what's this? You've gotten into my treasure, have you? Ooh, I hate it when someone messes with my doubloons. Now, what shall I do with ye lowly knaves who dared stir me up? Let me consult my rulebook on ghostly doings. In the case of accidental discovery and wanton disruption of my booty, the perpetrators must serve for an eternity on my bloody crew. Well, I ain't never been out to sea with a talking cheese block before, but rules is rules, so I gotta take you with me. Are you ready?
Hold on there, Mr. Dutchman, sir. Technically speaking, it was not me who found you. Gary's the one who dug you up.
Ooh, that's a relief. This little varmint looks like he can do 10 times the work. if he can survive my hypnotic spell.
No, not Gary! That's not what I meant! Take me, not him!
Too late! My decision is made. Now I've got to check on the treasure stashed back on my ship to make sure no one's been spreading that around. But I'll return shortly to pick up my new crewmate. Say your farewells before I return.
Don't worry, Gary! I'll think of something, and it'll be the type of something that will save you! You can bet on it! Oh.
Yeah, so once again, SpongeBob has fucked things up, but fortunately, he has unleashed a bunch of doubloons. And I guess that's what SpongeBob gargling and brushing his teeth sounds like. He's released a bunch of doubloons from the Dutchman that we have to collect, and as you all know, those of you who are familiar with my other LPs, I love games where you hop around and collect things, and this is one of them. This game is very simple and straightforward, and I don't know how to describe it. Like, parts of it feel kind of empty, the controls are a little floaty, and like, I don't know, it's just a little bit awkward. It was the first, like, 3D SpongeBob console game, as far as I know. But I still like it. I was playing through it before this LP, and I found it to be enjoyable to go through. I really actually liked revisiting all the levels of this game. And we're going to be finishing the entire first level in this segment because it's very, very simple. And I've been speeding up those little bubble transitions because they go on for quite long and they're pretty frequent. That's one of the things that I don't really like about this game, is the long load times. And on the PS2 version, which is the version that I played as a kid and I thought was the only version that there was, I didn't know that they released it for GameCube, which is what I'm playing it on now. There are actually 2 load times for every place, where first you have, it would be this little loading screen with SpongeBob carrying an hourglass, an hourglass with sand in it, and then it would be the bubbles. But anyway, this sort of just functions as your normal sort of tutorial level. There's a lot of very, as you can see, overstuffed dialogue to explain extremely simple things, like jumping and dropping things. But I wanted to give Patrick a good introduction. That's one thing that I think Battle for Bikini Bottom has over this game, is that this game only allows you to play as SpongeBob, and all of the other characters are kind of just like pawns, and I mean, they all have pretty shitty fates as well, as you'll see later on. Spoilers, I guess. And the worlds just don't feel quite as full as Battle for Bikini Bottom does, if that makes any sense. Like, not every part of the level feels utilized or whatever. I don't know. I haven't really formulated absolutely everything that I feel about this game yet, but hopefully I will do that in the course of playing this game. But anyway, as that guy just explained, the sort of big collectible in this game, akin to golden spatulas in BFBB or stars in Mario, etc. I don't know what I want to call those. I think I just call them the big collectibles because they're like the main thing that you get by completing tasks that allow you to move forward in the game, as opposed to something like the doubloons or the socks in BFBB, or the I don't know, like Jinjos and Banjo-Kazooie, shit like that. Or the blue coins in Mario Sunshine, where they are collectibles and they are part of your, like, 100% counter, but they're not, like, the main things that allow you to progress. But the one for this game is letter tiles that spell out SpongeBob's name, and so I think that's 8 for each level. Another thing that it has in common with Battle for Bikini Bottom is the number of tasks per level, and as you can see, you get one for just collecting 50 doubloons. There's a certain number of doubloons that you need in every level, and you can see it on the to-do list for the level. And yeah, that's the game. Flying Dutchman is gonna try to take all of our friends to be part of his ghost pirate crew, and we have to get all the letter tiles to find his treasures, and the treasures will make us immune to the Dutchman's power so we can defeat him and get our friends back, and all of this will happen in the course of just one day in the life of Sponge Robert. And yeah, this is why the first level you can do it in like 2 seconds, is because all the letter tiles are just kind of sitting out and are extremely easy to get.
Look at this!
But I love the doubloons and blocking my face with the geyser vent thing. But yeah, yet another thing that this has in common with Battle for Bikini Bottom is the use of bus stops to get around to different levels. But this is something that is unique to this game, and that I actually think it could have done even better, and that I want to see more of in more SpongeBob games, and that is costume changes. That regular one, the square pants that we were just in for the last 11 minutes, get used to hearing these music cues for the jellyfish one and the square pants one, because those are the ones that you're going to be using the most commonly. The other two are the Mermaid Man one, which you really don't get a whole lot of mileage out of it. I remember playing on it a lot more, or playing with it a lot more when I was a kid playing this game, but when I was playing through it the last time, I really didn't feel any reason to use it except when you absolutely had to. I think I mostly just did it as a kid because it was my favorite of the costumes aesthetically, and you can like throw water balls, and I just like how your jump looks and everything with that one. But the fishing gear is pretty useful to have out most of the time, because you are gonna be catching a lot of jellyfish in this game, and they're everywhere, and I usually just try to collect all of them, because you might as well. I think over the course of this game, you're required to catch like 170 jellyfish or something. And because you might encounter those hooks, which let you get around the level. There are several levels where they are a very helpful means of getting around, so it's just usually a good thing to have. And that's about it. The only thing with the fishing gear is you can't really attack things very well. You can attack enemies, but I found that you can't usually like break open barrels with the jellyfishing net. You have to do it with the chop. So, and then the other one is a reef blower, which you don't get until pretty late in the game, and you use in like 3 very specific circumstances, and then there's really never any other reason to use them. So yeah, we probably won't be doing a whole lot of switching around in the costume tents unless we absolutely have to. But we're already almost finished with Bikini Bottom. I'm just gonna gotta kill this big thug that's chilling out, and if you get close to him, he'll bite you. Killing enemies in this game is very awkward and strange, and I don't really like it, and I'm glad that killing enemies isn't a major part of the gameplay, because the attacks and movement are too floaty and kind of unresponsive that it doesn't feel very nice. And if you're someone who's getting sick of licensed games on this channel, I don't really know what to tell you, because they are a big chunk of the games that I played as a kid and that I'm very familiar with, and platformers more generally. But I do want to branch out eventually. This was just one that, you know, people have requested and that I've wanted to do. I mean, I've been doing a bunch of other SpongeBob games, so might as well. And I can't wait for when you collect all of the letter tiles in a level, this is what happens. You just spin violently. And it's funny that I had it with the fishing net out. But it's just so, like, aggressive and weird. And then you have to do this stuff. This is gonna happen at the end of every level, where we have to rearrange these tiles to form a picture of where the Dutchman's treasure is in the level. And it's in an incredibly easy to find place in this level. And get ready for the loudest sound ever.
Bring it around
And a very silly dance. Yeah, that's what I mean by janky. This game just feels weird, and there's so many parts that are, like, utterly silent, and it just feels odd. But then you get to do this little treasure hunting thing where you have like a diving rod, and yeah, the treasure is just right fucking there. And let's see what we get.
Avast, you little varmint! The time has come for you to join my ghostly crew. No use fighting it. Your fate's been decided. Now looky here what I got for you. That's right. Watch the little sticky.
Gary, where are you, boy? Gary! Why did you take Gary, Mr. Dutchman?
Why did you make my mouth detach from my face?
No one makes my best friends into pirates, and I mean no one!
And this is the part where I had SpongeBob go like, I'm so fucking mad! That's always fun to do. But yeah. I felt genuinely very sad for SpongeBob at that moment where he was calling out for Gary and the Dutchman and whatnot.
Squidward! Am I glad to see you? You won't believe what just happened to me and Gary.
I don't have time for another one of your ridiculous tales.
Oh yeah, I love that as a recurring thing in this game, is that no one gives a shit about what happened to SpongeBob and Gary. Because he was visited by a ghost and had his pet stolen from him because he didn't collect enough fucking socks in time. I mean, the treasures are things other than socks, but they all kind of follow that pattern of being, like, gross, weird things. But like I said, I would like to branch out with the kinds of games I'd like to do going forward, but, it's just kind of, like, I like to play through the games that I LP before I LP them, just so they're fresh in my mind, and I, like, remember how to do everything in the game, so I'm not just wasting time and looking like an idiot. And it's just a matter of not really knowing what direction to go in. At some point, I would like to do a sort of longer game, and yeah, I love just waiting for Squidward, because he takes 5 ever to walk over, because he doesn't care about the race at all. I don't know what happens if he beats you. I think that you just... I don't know if it matters, but whatever. I'm too stubborn to let it happen, but I thought I would give him a fighting chance, and I wanted to show off SpongeBob's silly little walk when you don't push the control stick out all the way. But, like, part of me wants to do, like, a Zelda game, and I also want to do a GTA game, but I just don't know which ones. Like, for Zelda, I'd be between mainly the 2 GameCube ones, and I'm, like, bad at both of them. And then for GTA, I'm between 4 and 5. I know I had San Andreas going with Walter, but I'm, like, really shitty at that game and have no... It's just too uncommon that me and Walter get to record for me to want to do it, because I'd want to upload it pretty regularly, because it's a long-ass game. So I'm between 4 and 5. 4 I already did most of, and, you know, isn't an amazing game, but it's a funny one, and one that I'm familiar with. And then 5 is long as fuck, but also kind of annoying in some ways, and I just don't know if people would be interested in it, because there's a trillion GTA 5 playthroughs out there, but I don't know. If anyone wants to offer any input on that, that would be great. I'm just over here ignoring Mr. Krabs' depression because I want to steal all the money he's hiding in the barrels here. And part of me thought that if you karate chop the ketchup at the condiment stall, then something would happen, but I don't think that's true. But there are a lot of SpongeBob games where you can fuck with the condiment stand and do something. But whatever.
Jeepers, Mr. Krabs. Why do you think our business is so slow?
No one seems interested in going out anymore. They think it's too much trouble to leave home.
Too bad we can't move the Krusty Krab into their homes.
SpongeBob, that's it. We'll do just that.
Yeah! What is that? Oh, you want to move the Krusty Krab? Should I get a hammer?
Never mind that. I'm going downtown to set things up. You take this bus ticket and meet me there as soon as you can.
So yeah, the next level that we'll be going into is downtown. Another very popular setting for SpongeBob video game levels. Yeah, I tried to like body slam the condiments here, and I love flying toward the screen. It's so scary with his little flapping arms. But that's basically what this game is. Like I said, it's pretty simple and straightforward, but I think it's fun, and the levels do get a little more interesting, and the costume stuff is cool, so I hope people enjoy it going forward. Next time we'll start up on downtown, so see you then for that.